Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know where in the world you are. Hello, everyone that's here. Hello, Denise. Hello, Doug. Who else we got here? Archaeologist. Hello, friends. Welcome to our Sunday Soul Session with Zero. Today, we're going to do another frequency forecast for the week of November 25th. So, let me start out by saying hi, Trevor. Hi, Marty. I think, Marty, you're the one that emailed me with my oops in my email I sent today, putting the wrong date. You guys, time and days aren't real. And there's been so much going on. I don't know what day it is between months and zodiac signs and seasons and all the things changing all the time. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep on track, apparently, because if you watched yesterday's video on the channel here, I did say it was the last day of November. I definitely, when I was recording that, was recording on the last day of Scorpio season going into Sagittarius, but came out as November going into December. And that didn't just confuse you guys. When I was editing and putting up that video, here's a funny story. I convinced myself that it was the last day of November, and I started panicking because anyone that's in the membership in Divine Ascension in the second level of the membership here on YouTube. On the first, you get a Nidra and a miracle meditation and a channeled message and activation from Zero to use through the month. And so I went into panic yesterday that I hadn't done any of that yet and I needed to get it up and all of these things. And it wasn't until I don't know, someone pointed out after my video went up yesterday that it wasn't the last day of November. So I tricked myself, not just you guys. And I'm grateful that I have a few more days until the end of the year. I think it's also because I was planning the next Beyond the Portal experience, which is happening on the last day of November for the Sagittarius new moon, which I just sent an email about if you're on the email list. And there's also a link below to join. So it'll be live next Saturday. Dates are confusing. But I did in the email say Thursday. The 30th is Saturday. So next Saturday. I need someone to just check my times and days, I think. Next Saturday, I will be doing at 2 p.m. PST on a Saturday, a live experience channeled for the Sagittarius new moon portal. It's just about the portal. I just use the portal. Really has nothing else. I'm not going to talk astrology. I'm just going to use this portal for all the magic that it opens up for us. So you can check out the details for that below. Okay, so currently it is Sunday, November 24th, I think is the date today when I'm bringing this through. Yes, because tomorrow is the 25th. So we're going to do a little frequency forecast and activation and I'm going to talk about this week. And then I'm going to allow Zero to come through and give their insight and forecast for what we should expect energetically this week to be feeling. And yeah, there's a lot going on the 26th of November. There is our Mercury retrograde starts and it goes until I'm pretty sure December 16th. You guys are free to always fact check me on dates because I don't store facts. I just store frequency and energy, and I remember facts about people, but not dates and time. So you're always welcome to call me out when I screw things up. Anyways, Mercury retrograde to me is magic, always has been. I find when we are in any kind of retrograde, if you're awake and conscious, if you're truly on this journey of living a life that you love, where you are the sovereign soul, where you are the one who is being the conscious creator of it, then I find any retrogrades so powerful because they're an opportunity where energetically, without going into all the astrological facts, to me, energetically, what I have always tapped into being a cosmic channel is that anytime there's a retrograde in whatever planet it's in, it's giving us an opportunity around that energy to see anything we're holding on to that is not serving us. energetically, what I feel is as retrogrades happen, it's giving us this opportunity. It's like shining this light on where we've been that we're still holding on to as the evolved being that we are, because we're all here on a journey of ascension and expansion. We aren't here to be the same. We aren't here to be the same as each other, and we aren't here to be the same as anyone else. So we have to choose to be constantly awakening and conscious and aware. And wherever you're at in your ascension journey, if you're here listening to me, if you're new to me, or if you've been here for a while, if this is resonating, then that's all that really matters, because as you guys know, it's beyond words. So when we want to use cosmic transits for the magic that they are, it's not about knowing all the facts. It's great if that fascinates you. Everyone that that is fascinated by astrology, that the facts about it, that the signs, that the placements of the planets and the degrees and all that, if that fascinates you, then that's a gift that you're here to channel. For me, it's the energy. For me, it's the frequency. And I can feel and know what's going on without knowing what planet is where or what's really going on cosmically. So now when I pair them, I find that I'm able to give people more of like a window, some insight into what is going on within and around us so that we can be more conscious. So when there's retrograde, especially a Mercury retrograde, Mercury is the planet of communication. So when Mercury's in retrograde, it's an opportunity. And yes, Mercury retrograde can cause a lot of tech things to go haywire. And that's a part of Mercury retrograde that I'm not personally a fan of, but I do find that it always happens in ways that are things that I need to see glitches in my own like system in the tech way. So, but more so than that, it's within our communication with ourselves, with the world, with each other. And this specific Mercury retrograde is an opportunity for us to see what we're holding on to, what we're still giving connection, communication to within our world that isn't really worthy, deserving, or aligned with who we are here to be now. All of you that are here in the new earth, and you are, if you are here and you are comprehending anything that zero brings through, if you're feeling it, doesn't need to make sense to your mind. It's great if it does, but it doesn't need to. It's that it feels in resonance. It's that you feel connected. Then you're here because the new earth is within you. It's a frequency, it's a level of consciousness that we are more awake and aware and present in the now to what is beyond words. And so, to go back to Mercury retrograde, when Mercury's in retrograde, it really, to me, is shining a light on where we are not allowing ourselves to be free within what we need to communicate to ourselves. This isn't, especially this retrograde in Sagittarius, as we end this year, this is like the perfect opportunity from the 26th to the 16th for you to really ascend into who you're here to be so that you can enter into this next year exactly embodied as the frequency that feels best for you. When we're here now in the frequency we feel best in, it's always going to be expanding. But that's all that matters, because when whatever you're in the frequency and the vibration of is what you're going to attract. So if you're here doing all the work, listening to the things, going to the moon circles and being conscious and aware, it's great. It's great. You're doing the first step, and most people don't even do that. Most people won't do that. Guys, I've really hurt my back and shoulders, and I'm realizing right now while I'm talking, I'm like kind of unaware. That's why I'm in this chair. I have barely been able to move the last few days. So, but when I talk, I forget about the pain. So anyways, if I suddenly am glitchy, it's because I've got this like incredible pain that I'm going to physio for tomorrow, or chiro tomorrow. Anyways, sidetracked. So where I was going with this Mercury retrograde is you are here now, awake and conscious, whether you know it or not. If you're here with me, you are. You are being called to be a light in this new earth, to lead by living a life that you love. And so The universe, the divine, source, God, your highest are going to show you where you are not choosing you. But here's the fun of Mercury retrograde is, and this is all just in what I channel and what I feel, and having done this for over a decade and a half, I've seen it's pretty consistently true, is if you take this as an opportunity to be responsible for the way that you're communicating with yourself. Because if we aren't communicating with ourselves properly, then it can be really complicated to communicate with others properly. If we don't know what we're thinking, what we're feeling, if we aren't communicating with ourselves what we need, and we just continue to live repeating the cycles and the patterns that we have to survive and to get here, that's where then when things like Mercury retrograde or anything happen. I just saw the question about, is it Yoshi? I will share. I haven't forgotten about the Mario Kart. I will share. Stay tuned on that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain soon. Okay, back on track. When now I don't know what I was saying. Oh, I'm such a squirrel. This is where having chat going on and I can see today, where having it is dangerous for me because it can throw me off. I need to stop moving my head. Okay, let me go back to get back on track with what I'm talking about. We have to communicate with ourselves. We have to be willing to be here present. We have to be the ones willing to take responsibility for the choices that we're making. And so when you're present over the next, I'd say month and a half, over from now until the end of the year, pay attention. Pay attention to the now, to what is not aligned, what is not serving you, where you're not choosing you. Hell, or thank you so much, Dr. TM. Um, you guys are so sweet. When we there you go. You guys are distracting me today. Okay. And then there's like so much going on out here with zero and your high selves wanting to come through. I need to like close my eyes to get this point out right now or something. Um, oh my goodness. We have to communicate to ourselves what we're feeling in every single way. You have to be intimate with yourself first. So you have to live in the now, conscious of what's going on outside of you and seeing what is not working for you. You have ascended, you have shifted, you have grown, you have expanded, you have evolved, and you're here to do so much more of that. But there are certain things that we hold on to out of comfort, out of habit, because that's the role of our unconscious programming, our unconscious minds, and our self consciousness. The role of them is to keep us safe, and they know how to keep us safe by doing what we've always done. So you have to be here living super consciously, choosing what feels right for you. And the more that you choose what feels right for you, it's going to be made clearer and clearer what doesn't. And when you see what doesn't, you have to communicate with you first. Because if you just start to, if we're just seeing things that aren't working and we go into communicating with others and blaming others or reacting in situations that aren't aligned anymore, that's where we can really get in our own way. We have to take responsibility for everything we've chosen, no matter what's in you, for beliefs, for ways of being, for habits, for anything going on this human journey. As much as there's things that are created due to connections, due to interactions, due to situations and circumstances with others, we are always the ones choosing it. And we are always the ones holding on to it. Now, as much as that I get can be like frustrating for some people who want to blame others for certain things that are traumatic, and I'm not saying that it's easy to just forgive and forget for certain things that have happened. But holding on to it doesn't help us. We don't have to make it okay, something that has happened or a belief system that we've held on to that has worked against us. But there comes a point where you have to take responsibility and be the sovereign soul that you're here to be and choose you. Choose to be the new you that the past is over for. And not in a delusional way where we don't have a past at all, but where we aren't choosing to go back to it. What's done is done. And what's here now is what you're either choosing consciously or what you're still holding on to in your unconscious programming. So if you're still holding on to things in your unconscious programming that aren't aligned with who you are wanting to embody right now, being of a higher frequency and consciousness, then it's up to you to communicate that to yourself and to, in that awareness, in that consciousness of what you're choosing, choose better for you. And in the now, you will know what that means. You will know. And we can do all we want to get in our heads and think of certain relationships or circumstances or situations that aren't aligned or aren't working. And you can sit there as long as you want and try and think and figure out and talk to a million people about the right way to deal with it. But to me, the ultimate life hack is living and creating and doing what you want to. And when things present themselves to you now, not when you're thinking about it, but when it's right in front of you and you're embodied and you choose from that state and place to do, to choose, to say whatever you want to, that is how we quantum heal. And I know that right now, everyone that is here to lead and live and love in the new earth is having more and more revealed to us as to where we are not free. And that's because our Shakti, our energy, our frequency wants to flow through us. We're all here to be channels. We are all channels. And frequency and energy, it is what we are. And there is wisdom and guidance in knowing that is doing its best to channel through us at any moment. And when we're present and we're here and we're feeling and we're allowing the now to reveal to us what what our superconscious mind is guiding us to do, we have to be present to receive. And if you're here present and you're following and feeling the frequency and energy, and then the outside world is being challenged by that. If there's belief systems that you have, if there are certain relationships and things that you're doing and choosing that are not aligned with you and the frequency of choosing you, that's going to be made very clear to you. And it's going to bump into you. And what I mean by that is that that's when we feel these blocks within us. That's when we feel the fear. That's when we feel the insecurity. That's when we feel the doubt. That's when we go back into old stories and memories and history of how things haven't worked before or how people have not liked it when we've done certain things. And you can keep telling these stories, but you aren't that you. You aren't the one that that happened to. You have expanded, you have evolved, you have grown, you have taken more courses, you have done more healing, you have had other connections that have expanded you. And if we just keep playing on these same stories and the same history, we're going to keep getting the same results. So that's why I love Mercury retrograde, because if you're willing to be conscious and live super consciously in the now, embodied in who you want to be, it's going to be made really clear to you what's not aligned with that. But to say this one more time, not promising I won't say it again or zero won't, but in the now, you really need to communicate to you. Because if you have, we all want great communication with our partners, with our business partners, with our romantic partners, with our friends, with our parents, with our children, whatever, whoever. But it's really hard if you don't have proper communication with yourself. So many of us don't know what we want. So many of us don't know who we are. We don't know how we feel because we're so wrapped up and consumed in what other people think and feel. And so you can use Mercury retrograde against you and you can, do all of the, sorry guys, but like old school astrology thinking, all of the fourth dimension problem solving mentality of astrology of, oh, Mercury, I gotta stop doing this. Mercury's in retrograde, and so now all of my exes are gonna appear and and technology is gonna break down and it's just doomsday from the 26th to the 16th. What does that serve us? It doesn't serve us at all. Just because of a planetary alignment, it does not mean that your world is gonna blow up. Mercury doesn't have to go into retrograde for your ex to reach out. Mercury doesn't have to go into retrograde for your computer to break down. Is there a higher chance? Yes, but it's not because you're being tested. And it's not because the cosmos want to fuck with you. It's because everything is here for you to thrive. Everything is happening for you to be the full expression of your divinity. And so where you aren't choosing to be who you want to be, where you aren't choosing to be free, it's going to be made clear to you, not because anything is wanting to hurt you or work against you or torture you or show you anything other than that you are choosing your own suffering. You're the only one that can. And your highest self, the universe, the divine, God, source, all want nothing more than for you to be the pure channel you're here to be. And you can only be the pure channel you're here to be if you're here present, choosing you and doing what you feel called to, as we say all of the time. And I'm just as guilty of it. If for all of you, I mean, you're all here on this journey with me. If you're here on YouTube daily, those of you in Superconscious Mastery, I'm sharing my life in all the ways and going to be even more soon. I have something I cannot wait to share with you guys, but in divine time, which is going to go, I'm going to talk to divine timing in a minute. But things the last few weeks, now the last 3 weeks, have been really messy for me. There's been a lot of things in all different ways, even to now pain, showing me where I am still not free and where I'm not listening to myself. So there's ways because I have a lot on my plate, a lot I've committed to, and I haven't been as good at listening to my physical body over the last few weeks because power outages and just a lot of things have happened to throw curveballs at me. And my way to sabotage myself sometimes is to stop moving my body, which is just getting on my yoga mat daily. It's really not that hard, but it is something I've been sacrificing, like not choosing. And so I'm feeling it now. So I'm hearing the universe and I'm paying attention. And I've just been so consumed with creating that I haven't been listening to my physical body, and I have injuries due to car accidents in the past that just require me to pay attention to how I'm sitting and such. So I'm seeing where I have been not choosing myself. And the universe doesn't do this because it's hurting us. It's not because we deserve to suffer. It's not because we haven't been doing the right things. It's because the universe, your highest, love you, see you. The divine wants nothing more than to work through you. And it works through you being the best you can be for you, through you being happy, through you doing what you want to. As you guys are all learning here in Superconscious Mastery, we are all here to channel, to live consciously as the alchemists that we are. There is frequency wanting to stream through us at all times and bring light, bring truth, bring wisdom, bring magic to this world. And we all have our own unique way of delivering that. But you got to be here to do it. You got to be here to do it. So, I'm going to move on from Mercury retrograde. I didn't know I was going to talk that much about it, but over the next few weeks, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Never be afraid, ever. No matter what you hear, no matter what YouTube video you watch on any cosmic transit, you guys, please, just like, if you can make me one promise, don't ever worry. That would be ideal. But especially if you hear anything that's making you think anything negative about anything in your natal chart or your human design or any way the cosmos are aligned, the cosmos want nothing more than for you to see the light codes within you that you planted in you when you chose to come to this body. So you have certain challenges and certain gifts that are going to be sparked at certain times. But if you're not paying attention, if you're not embodied in who you are, then you're going to feel like things are negatively impacting you, but it's only to show you where you're not choosing to be free. It's never working against you. It's just here to awaken you. Always. You're never being tested. You're just being awakened. It's not a test. You can test yourself, but nothing else is testing you. Everything just wants you to see how divine you are, how free you are, and how powerful you are, but in your own way, however that means for you. And you're the only one that can know that. You're the only one that can know that. Yes, there's so much power and so much magic in modalities like astrology and human design, but we need to use them to create. They're all meant to be used to know aspects of ourselves so that we can create and live lives that we love, not because we need to fix or problem solve things that are in us that are working against us. So there's that. So a few other things I want to share before I let zero come through with the um, cosmic or with this week, what's coming through for me. We do end at the end of the week on Saturday with with the Sagittarius new moon. So this Mercury retrograde, Sag new moon, and a bunch of other things, but I've talked enough astrology today. It's all again showing you where you're blocking yourself from confidently, boldly, bravely just sharing who you're here to be and being who you're here to be and living limitlessly as always. But Sagittarius energy, which we're now in Sagittarius season, we're not quite in December, but we are in Sagittarius season. And Sagittarius season is an energy and a frequency of just like, to me, it's easy, effortless embodiment of our uniqueness, of our gifts, if you're really willing to be here and be present. And then allow Mercury to show you where you're still choosing to do and be in ways and communicate with yourself in this world things about you that just aren't true. Like any stories that you're holding on to, I had a story forever that I told myself because I'm a Libra, Sun, Venus, a lot of things, that I'm just indecisive. And then I'm Virgo rising. So I'm here to be a perfectionist and then I'm indecisive. And I used this against myself for so long, for so long. But there's so much magic to these parts of me that I can flip the perspective and paradigm. And I love paying attention to detail and I love beauty and I love things feeling right for me. Anyways, I should do something at some point on 5D astrology and human design, the way that I see and channel it. I know I've said that many times. It'll happen. So moving forward, a few other things that are going to come through this week is right now the more that you can trust in divine timing. So when things happen, when synchronicities happen, when we see signs, when something magically just happens, you think of something and then they call you and we get all excited and we think we manifested this, which we did because we're manifesting everything. But when you really work with divine timing, you have to completely trust. You have to completely trust in the now. You have to know that everything is working out right on time. This week, you may feel a lot of like running behind or being ahead, or others running behind or being ahead, or just things in your life either feeling off schedule or feeling like things are moving a lot faster than normal or a lot slower than normal. It's going to totally be dependent on you. There's not one theme, and I sat with zero in this. There's not one way it's going to go. For some of us, it's going to feel like this acceleration really through to the end of the year. And some of us, it's going to feel like time has slowed down. And some of us, it may ebb and flow. Where I'm trying to go right now is that there's going to be a big spotlight on how divine timing is working, on how the more that you let go and you trust that everything is really working out for you. So if you feel called suddenly to be somewhere early, you need to be there early. If you are running late, you're meant to be late. You got to trust in this. No, I'm not giving you permission to now be late for everything. You have to trust in the now. If you're feeling like things just aren't working out and you're behind schedule, there is a reason for that. You getting there later, you being slower may be working out for the other person, but that doesn't really matter. It's what's working out for you. What in you really owning the timing of your life, not by the clock of anyone else, but you knowing that everything is working out exactly as it's meant to. I don't know why this is coming through so strong, but the last 3 days, this message has been coming through for me to share today of that. And I don't really know exactly how this is going to work out, but I do know I'm meant to bring it through. And I'm sure Zero will go deeper into it. But of that is like really pay attention to when it comes to commitments or anything that you're doing where you feel either like you need to cancel something so that you have more time, like you need to get somewhere early, or like you need to schedule it for later, especially things that are like the mundane things in your life, the time, the schedule, the things that you're normally doing. There's something coming through. There's also this week going to be a lot of new downloads, a lot more activity in our dreams. that we may or may not remember, but we will feel. There's going to be a lot energetically trying to download into us. And so we have to be present. So don't get consumed with time. Trust in divine timing, but we are humans with commitments and obligations. So I'm not saying to ignore those, but trust yourself. If you're feeling the urge to cancel something because you're just feeling too much pressure, or you're feeling the urge to add more to your schedule, or you're feeling like something you're normally doing at a certain time is meant to shift to another time, trust that. I don't know why, but I do feel this so strongly. I think one reason could be that when we shift things, and this has come through a lot in Superconscious Mastery, when we shift things in any way, we're more conscious, right? We're habitual beings being human beings. So the more that we just consistently do the same things over and over again that our unconscious programming will do because it's running the show 95% of the time, the more that we're doing that, we're living unconsciously. So if you want to create your reality super consciously or even just consciously, you've got to be here. So when you choose to switch up your program, switch up your schedule, go a different way to work, move a weekly appointment to a different time of day where traffic is different, it makes us more aware and conscious. And these are just like little magic tricks that Zero's taught me over time, because the more that we're conscious in here, the more we're going to be able to receive, because the divine, your higher self, higher consciousness can only speak to us now. They speak in the now through frequency and energy, because here's the thing, anything can only ever speak to us now. You can't hear me in the future. Now, you may be listening to this 5 weeks after I record it, but you're there now hearing it. We can only ever receive anything now. So when we're here in the now and we're in our minds and we're in our unconscious programming and we aren't actually present and feeling and receiving what's coming through, that's when we feel like we're lost. That's when we feel like we don't know what to do. And as we're ending this year and things are really becoming, the veil's becoming thinner, and the more that you're present, the more you're going to receive. So all of you that are wanting to channel, that know that you can channel, that feel like you, every single one of you can channel. Every single one of us, human beings are channels, because that's the point. Your humanness is just a vessel. It's a vessel for frequency and energy to flow through. And now in the new earth, all of us that want to be here, we're here to be vessels of love and light. So any ways that we are storing pain, trauma, drama, negative thoughts, anything that is working against us in us, it's not going to feel comfortable. It needs to move and shift, but it can only happen by you choosing to stop holding on to it, to stop believing it. I'm not going to tell you to forget that it ever happened, but you aren't that same identity. You can end your past at any time by choosing that you are the healed, whole version of you that is living now with that alchemy, but using it as power. So, with this divine timing thing, the more that you're present and you're trusting in like the little calls, or you're seeing where maybe you feel like you were late or you're behind or you missed an appointment, but then something divinely aligns that if you had have been at that place at that time that you were supposed to, you would have missed this other opportunity. So don't take this as me giving you permission to just be late or to just cancel everything, unless it feels you feel called to. If you truly within yourself, it resonates with you that you need to cancel everything this week that's on your to-do list, on your schedule, then do it. But you have to feel that it's right for you. No one else can tell you what to do. And I'm here daily in all the ways. I know my mission is to help you see that no one outside of you should have more power over you. You actually have everything within you. You know what to do, but you have to be willing to be here. You have to be present. And I know that a lot of us have a hard time being present because we've worked against ourselves for so long. We've ignored ourselves. We don't know who we are. We haven't been choosing ourselves. But you're here now for whatever reason, choosing you and listening to this. So there's some level of consciousness and awareness in you that knows that there's more here for you to experience. But I can't tell you what that is because it hasn't happened yet. You can't even tell you what it is. That excites and ignites you and your visions and your dreams and your wishes and wants, they're all clues that are leading and guiding you. But as long as you're having the wishes and wants and visions and dreams and really having things you want to go after and still choosing all of your old ways of being or just living in your subconscious mind and your unconscious programming 95% of the time, you're going to keep experiencing in your 3D what you're choosing. We got to choose. We don't have to fix. We don't have to figure out. We have to choose in the now to be who we want to be and to do what we want to do. That's how we live super consciously. And that's what we're really here for. Unless you want to just keep living unconsciously, you'll survive because that's your unconscious program's way. You'll survive as long as you're meant to. But are you thriving? Are you enjoying it? Are you truly choosing to move your body, to feed your body, to do with your body, with your mind, with your beingness what serves you? I don't know. Only you can know. You're here to feel good all of the time in all of the ways. And if you don't, if you're not paying attention, you will be shown. You will be awakened to where you aren't paying attention, just like I am with my back and my neck. I feel good 99.9% of the time. So when something physical happens, I know I got to pay attention or it won't get any better. I've learned this in the past. So the same goes for you. Or I could just be like, oh, I just have this like fucked up neck and back that I'm always going to have to deal with. No, I know this is just me being woken up to a way that I have been neglecting myself. And I'm the only one that can own that and take responsibility for that. So this is your example, your reminder to do that too, because that is how you will then bring through what you're here to, because we need to be their vessels so that we can trust in what we're feeling and hearing. Because when things bump into us in ways that we're storing in our energetic centers, beliefs and stories and history and memory against us, that's when then our ego, our consciousness goes into ego-based consciousness and wants to try and fix and figure out and problem solve. But you're just reiterating to your unconscious programming, to your subconscious mind, that there's this problem, and your unconscious programming just says yes. It says yes to whatever you're choosing. So if you're choosing you have a problem, it'll tell you have a problem and you'll just continue in the same cycle. So I'm not saying to neglect what's happening, but we come to it through how can I create from this? What is this showing me as to where I'm not free and what can I choose for me? And you can just ask. Like you can just ask in the now. Your higher consciousness, whatever that means to you, God, source, angels, zero, anything that is of a higher consciousness than our humanness can understand, it will tell you in the now exactly what to do. But we have to be willing to follow it. And if you don't, you're most likely going to keep getting what you got. Okay. So, all of that being said, before I bring Zero through to give us more on this, because we're already 40 minutes in, man, how do I talk so much? I will share my so yesterday in yesterday's video where I told y'all it was the end of November, um, I did bring up I can't even remember why I brought up Super Mario Kart. Oh, I think I was talking about, like, getting to choose our characters in life, and that's really, like, the only I've played a few video games, but that one's the one I actually enjoy playing. So I told you guys to guess who my favorite character was. There were quite a few that guessed right. Um, I kind of felt like everyone was gonna wanna guess Peach and then go the opposite side to go to Bowser when I said that you won't guess it. A lot of you did get it right though, and it is Yoshi. Always who I chose was Yoshi. Especially baby Yoshi in whatever games there was. Anything baby I will choose. But, Yoshi, and then it would be Toad. Sometimes if someone else chose Yoshi, I would choose Toad, but yeah, it wasn't Princess Peach, it was Yoshi. So, I know quite a few did I did see Yoshi coming up, um, but that was just kind of fun. Fun fact about me. There's many, as there are with all of us. So, I do like Bowser. I guess. I don't know. I never really played Bowser. Always. It was always Yoshi. And if Yoshi wasn't available, then I would go to Toad. So, um, I think that's all I had to tell you guys about that. So, let's let Zero come through and give us a little bit more of a forecast for this week from Source Consciousness for anyone that's new here. I am a channel all of the time. But I do now put myself in trance, let my humanness get out of the way, and just allow Source Consciousness to stream through me that comes through me, known as Zero, to bring through whatever wisdom guidance they want to. And today, going with this theme that we're doing for Sundays, they're going to give us some guidance for the week ahead, but know that everything I bring through is also timeless. So you've just got to feel what resonates whenever you're hearing this. Whatever resonates, whatever's giving you permission to choose you, to be who you want to be, to do what you want to do. That is our purpose here. It's just for you to see and trust and choose. Choose you because you are the only one that can, and because you are more worthy than anyone else of choosing you. Okay. Alrighty. So, if you want to, you can close your eyes. You don't have to, but do breathe with me. We know you can breathe. I'm going to close my eyes. They may open, but I will be gone. Placing one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly if you want to. Relaxing your shoulders. And starting to focus on your breath. Just feeling your breath entering and exiting your body. Fully inhaling, fully exhaling. As you breathe, just observe. Just observe anything you're feeling, you're sensing, you're seeing, you're hearing. Hello, beautiful beings. Thank you for joining us today, whether you're live or watching the replay later. Know that as Courtney has just brought through, right now when you're receiving this, it is the divine time. Now, yes, we're going to talk and give you a little forecast for this week and activate codes within you so that you can thrive through this time. But we want to first touch to the theme that she brought you or brought through to you of divine timing. Everything is always working out in divine timing. The divine actually has no time. Everything is always happening all at once. But what you are choosing, where you are putting your consciousness, your awareness, your attention, is what's creating the reality that you're experiencing. So, when we talk to, or anyone talks to, ideas like collapsing time, quantum, leaping, shifting, jumping, it's really just speaking to the ability that you all have because you are frequency and energy to be anywhere you want to be when you want to be there. But the complicated part can be the fact that you are here on a human journey. So you have this physical body that has density to it. And in that physical body, in the density of it, you also have stored beliefs and trauma and lessons and memories and history that can keep you in one place. And we don't mean that you aren't physically moving, but they keep you in one place within your beliefs and your choices and your behaviors. So, as much as all of you are doing more and more to ascend, to awaken, you're raising your consciousness and your frequency, you're healing, you're doing all the things. Whether you know it or not, if you're here with us now, we know you're doing the things and it's working. But we come through Courtney for those of you that really want to set yourselves free, free from these limitations, free from the blocks. And the only way to do that is to be here. And when you're here, you don't avoid or not feel or experience the negative things, but you see them through your superconscious mind. You see them in the now as what is showing you where you're not free so that you can let it go, because anything that isn't serving you isn't meant to be held on to. And your energetic body is doing a lot of work to keep this energy in you. And it's doing that because your unconscious programming thinks that it needs to keep you safe. So it's up to you to create new habits and new ways of being. So that's where divine timing, as we're bringing through for a theme this week, becomes really powerful for you, of seeing that when you work with now instead of against it, especially in a time like Mercury retrograde, you gain so much power because everything is happening all at once. But what is happening for you in your current experience is due to the behaviors you're making, the choices that you're choosing, which are coming from your thoughts and your beliefs. A belief is just a thought you continually think. And then those beliefs create your actions, your behaviors, and those actions and behaviors create your reality, right? It's just how it works on this human journey. So when you can be here present in the now, all you have to do is choose the thoughts that you want to think. So as thoughts come up, like we'll take as simple as you're running late. You're running late for an important appointment that you don't want to be late for, which we see happen often. And then you go into blaming yourself, or anger or frustration towards yourself or others. There, we hear a lot of you, one thing goes wrong and then it's another thing, and then you decide your whole day is going to be that way. And you'll say things like, this is just the way that the day is. It started this way and everything's just gone wrong since I woke up. This happened. And you create these thoughts and these stories and these beliefs before you're even experiencing what is ahead for you. And it's because in the now, that's the reality you're choosing. So if you're choosing today, I'm just going to be behind all day, then that's what you're going to see proof of. And so what we're asking you to do is to see that everything is as it is. Everything has happened as it's happened. If it wasn't meant to, it would have happened differently. So when you're here now and you don't work against your resistance or your reality, you don't resist your reality, and you see what it is, because your reality that you're experiencing outside of you, which is really all within you, but is reflecting what you're choosing and seeing and feeling. When you're resisting the reality outside of you and you're mad at it, you're frustrated with it, you're wanting it to be different, then that's what your unconscious programming is picking up on. And it's picking up on, this is what we're choosing, this is what we're experiencing, this is what we're surviving. We're getting through this. It doesn't care how that feels for you. It goes off of what you're choosing. So when things happen that cause you to think that you have something going wrong, that you're behind, we want you to start to see that in that moment, you have the power to simply choose differently, to choose I'm running behind. I'm going to be 10 minutes late, but that's going to stop me from that's going to help me avoid an accident. Something magical, some miracle is playing out in my favor by me running late today, and I'm going to communicate with who I have to. And maybe that makes them then leave 10 minutes later and they avoid the accident. There is so much magic and miracles happening in every single moment that your humanness cannot comprehend. So you can just as easily choose that that you messed up, that you're behind, that you're always late, that they're going to think negatively of you. Or you can flip the paradigm of you're saving the world by running 10 minutes behind. Regardless, you're making it up. You're making everything up. And we want nothing more than for you all to stop suffering in the now. So when you're here now and you don't resist the fact that you're running 10 minutes late because this thing and this thing and this thing happened, and you just choose this is the way that it is, you can create a lot easier of a life for yourself where you're more present and not resisting and rushing. Or say you're on time and someone else is late and you get frustrated and you get angry. But the divine alignment of that could be lining up something where because they're late today, your appointment goes 10 minutes later, and then that lines up things where in 2 weeks you're at a certain place at a certain time where you meet the love of your life. There is always divine timing working for you, always, in every now moment. And we can't prove that to you. But we know you can probably think a lot to the past when this has been true for you. And regardless, you're making it up. And we want you to start to choose you. So choosing you means being here now, whatever your reality is showing you, and choosing to do and be and perceive and think the thoughts that serve you. Stop thinking the thoughts that work against you, because the more you think the thoughts that work against you, that creates the beliefs that then store within your programming, that then when you're living unconsciously and you're just doing life, are controlling you. They're choosing your behaviors, they're taking the actions which are creating your reality. So if you really want to live a life that you love and you want to be free and you want to heal all these things that you're wanting to heal, you've got to choose you. You've got to think better thoughts for you, about you, and the world around you. Because why not? Why not? There's absolutely nothing that serves you in your human reality by living in fear, by worrying. Yes, be conscious, be aware, know the things going on. But at this point in time, all of you are incredibly powerful, resilient beings who've made it through a lot. And you will, as long as you're meant to. So you might as well enjoy your life while you're living it and live it to the fullest, knowing that you enjoying and embodying yourself is the point. So as this week plays out, you're going to start to see a lot of this, a lot of things with timing. And that is going to look so different for each and every one of you. So we are not in any way saying everyone's going to be behind this week or everyone needs to be early. We just wanted to awaken you to the power that you have when it comes to time, which really isn't real, but time is a part of the human journey. And just like gravity, it's what keeps you in this earth, in that body. So you have to work with it, but it is not working against you. It's here to work with you. And you can manipulate time. You can slow things down by being present, by being here and living to the fullest as you're designed to. Now, as Mercury retrograde comes into the game and the Sagittarius new moon and all of the other cosmic magic happening for you all this week, as it always is, some highlighted things that are going to be happening, as Courtney brought through, there are going to be a lot of things around communication. But as we've made clear to her and now she brings through to you all, you're never being tested. We are always just trying to awaken you. awaken you to more ways where you can free yourself, where you can enjoy, where you can expand, where you can evolve. So, as you're feeling communication breakdowns this week, whether it's with technology, relationships, work, food, your physical body, in any way where you are feeling communication breakdown, that is your opportunity to be intimate and honest with yourself and communicate to yourself what you are feeling, what you are wanting to choose or not choose anymore. What is serving you? What is working for you in any way? Another way to look at this retrograde as you end this year, and this takes you into just after Christmas. So yes, it is going to be, or no, just before, I guess. It is going to be leading you up to the holiday season so that you can be really clear. It is serving you so that you can be really clear in your communication with you, so that going into the holiday season, so we know a lot of you are around a lot more of your family and maybe spending a lot of time in parties and things with just more people. And maybe some of those people aren't your ideal people to be around, especially the more conscious and aware you are. The more that you have cultivated and created a really good connection with yourself, where you're in the frequency that you want to be in, where you're embodied in who you're here to be, it won't matter who you're around. It just won't. Because you being you, you will know in the now who you want to connect with, who you don't. There'll be times where you're in conversations or spending time with family that maybe, again, aren't ideal. But if you're in the frequency of you, the true you, you feel good, you're embodied, then you don't have to prove anything. You can just be there. You don't have to have conversations you don't want to have. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. When you don't need anyone outside of you to get you or to see your point of view or to treat you in any certain way so that you feel okay, the holidays or anytime you're around people gets a lot easier because frequency is the greatest boundary. But if you choose to then go into those times and you're lowering your frequency to be a match for where others are at, that's when you all get angry, get frustrated, feel exhausted, don't enjoy yourself. But you being embodied in any time, in any situation, in any circumstance, in what feels right for you is actually the most powerful and healing thing you can do for everyone. But not because you're trying to fix or problem solve, because you're just there to be the light. And as long as you're doing and choosing from heart-based consciousness what feels best for you, you are doing what is best for everyone else. Whether they see that or not, that's on them. But you feeling good is the point. Not from a place of your ego where you're just trying to get others to get you or to see you or validate you to meet your core wounds, but from a place of heart-based consciousness where you're just choosing you. And that may mean canceling going to the thing. You're also more than welcome to do that, but you communicating with you properly is what's going to let you know what to do in those circumstances. Not anyone outside of you telling you how you should do it or where you should be or giving you permission to go or not go to that family function. You don't need anyone else's permission. You just need to trust in yourself. Because you never know, by going to that thing that maybe last year wasn't that comfortable, maybe this year there'll be someone there that sees you in your light, and that opens up a whole new opportunity. But your ego-based consciousness is gonna continually run on the memory and the history of what has happened in the past. So as family functions or anything, we're just using this as an example, happen and you go back to the way it's been before, when you were a different version of you, that's just you and ego-based consciousness going back into the past. But you have no idea how good it could be if you go there now as the evolved, awakened, embodied you that is here now, that is only going to be more evolved and awakened by then. And you show up as the light that you are. And it is going to be the best experience ever because you choose for it to be, no matter what happens. So, for right now, what we want you to focus on, or what we want to bring your attention and consciousness to, so that you can be at the highest frequency through this week. And then we're going to do a little light code activation. We want you to see through this week, through your awareness, through your consciousness, where you are not trusting yourself, where you are not following what your inner being is calling you to do. Courtney's cat Divinity agrees with us and wants you to really hear this. Don't know if you guys can hear him, but he loves talking when we're talking. So when you are here now, as we know you all are being more and more, you are not the same as you've ever been before. Every moment that you are conscious here in the now, you get to choose if you're going to be in this moment in your limitless self, creating consciously or super consciously, or you're just in your unconscious programming. Or you're conscious, but choosing ego based consciousness and choosing to act out of the fear or the stories, the history, or the memory from the past. But you just as easily can, in the now, choose and create and do what you want to based in how easy, how good, how free you get to be. You are divinely designed. You have everything you need. You know what to do, but you're the only one that can truly choose that and empower yourself to be that. So use divine timing this week. And the only way that you can use divine timing is by not doing anything and being here, allowing timing, allowing your reality to show you whatever it needs to through the current frequency and energy. It's called divine timing because it's the divine controlling it. So when you let go of thinking that you can and you trust in the now, in what you're feeling and what the frequency and energy is calling you to, you will ascend and expand even more. And then when you pair this Sagittarius energy and this Mercury retrograde and all of the other magic at play for you within your charts, within your being, within your body, within the codes that you have in you, your life is going to get so good. And we know so many of you are experiencing this on the daily. You are here in the new earth. You are experiencing just how free you are. But you can continue to rise. You can continue to expand. And there's so much higher consciousness wanting to stream through you. It wants to stream through you all of the time, easily, easily. So when in the now you're feeling like there's something not working, look and see where you aren't choosing you. Look and see where you aren't connected here and now to what you're feeling. This will help you because the more that you embody the confident, brave, bold being that you are, everything that is here in that frequency for you will show up for you. But manifestation comes through imagination and creation. So you have to be here choosing the thoughts from the imagination within your mind of how good it can be. And then from there, following the frequency and energy, paying your attention, your focus, your time to what that is calling you to, creating it. And that's how then it will manifest for you. So now, breathing again, just fully, completely breathing in and out of your being. And as you breathe, just feel. Just feel and observe anything going on for you. Anything coming up, you do not need to make sense of it. Just feel it. Observe it. Allow it. This is all that's ever being asked of you. Anything that is ever going on is just calling you to be here and to choose you and to feel yourself in the now. This is where your power is. This is where your light is. This is where your truth is. Your truth is not in the past or the future. Your magic, your gifts, they are not in the past or the future. Everything is here. So breathing even deeper. And as you breathe, if you can, close your eyes. If you can't, that's fine. But just gaze up to your third eye. It's going to roll your eyes in and up. And right now, we want you to feel the light that is streaming to and through you. There is always light streaming to and through you because it is you. But right now, this light is activating, it is awakening codes, knowings, callings within you. So as you breathe and as you feel, bring your awareness, still gazing to your third eye, but be aware of your heart. And as you feel this light moving through and you gaze to your third eye, observing your heart. You can place your hands over your heart, you can feel your pulse, maybe hear your heart beat. And right now, your heart wants to show how good this week gets to be. Wants to show you how good it gets to be if you live embodied as the identity you want to, being who you want to, free, easy, effortlessly living. Just envision, imagine, see, sense, know, hear, taste, touch, feel. What does this week have in store for you? How good is it going to be? What magic, what miracles do you see coming through? Just imagine, envision you as your most confident, embodied identity. Just choosing you, going with the flow, free, communicating with your superconscious mind, following what it's guiding you to. Just seeing, sensing, knowing anything coming through. This is all true. It all exists. It is all here for you. You're bringing your awareness back to your breath, back to your body. And if your eyes are closed, you can open them if you want to. Now you are here in a new, more conscious, more awake, more aligned identity. And this week is going to be better than what you just saw and envisioned, because everything you saw and envisioned is going to be through a lens of what you feel is possible, but you're limitless. So these are all just clues guiding you. Now, this week, we encourage you to trust more than ever before in the unknown, in your imagination, and your ability to create a life that you love. Focused on what feels good for you. Just spend this week, whenever you're finding this, just give yourself a week of curiously, innocently trusting in the unknown. You've all spent enough time trusting in the past, thinking about the past, holding on to the past. Just focus on the future, whatever that means for you, whatever it is that you dream of and you desire. But hold space for the miracles and magic that are actually beyond what you can comprehend. So follow the clues that excite and ignite you, but know there's even better here for you. So trust in divine timing, trust in yourself, and have fun. Have as much fun as possible. Sagittarius energy is so fun. You're going to feel very easily embodied in your uniqueness if you allow yourself to. This world needs your light, your truth, your sacred magic that is not like anyone else's. So it may feel weird to you. It's meant to. It's actually sacred. Whenever you feel like anything you do is weird, it's most likely the most sacred things about you. And the things that really truly will magnetize to you what is for you. There's nothing we know because we see, we feel, we are you all. There's nothing that feels better for you in this human journey than being genuinely seen and connected, than feeling present in the now and feeling seen. So you got to be weird. You got to be your sacred self. You got to be true to you. That's what you're all seeking and searching for. But for others to see you, you have to see yourself first. And not in a way where you have to label or identify as anything, but you're just being embodied in the identity you want to be through what feels good. Okay. So now, before we let Courtney come back through, we'll just leave you with one last question. Right now, consciously, in this moment, what are you feeling called to devote to for you this week? And just devote to it. And then continue to choose it because you want to. It's got to be something you're choosing for you, not for an outcome, not because someone will do or be or feel anything. You're choosing something for you. Okay. We'll let Courtney come back through now. Thank you for going on this journey. We love you so much. I kept feeling like I was spinning. This chair messes with me when I channel because it just moves. Hi guys. Everything's really bright as usual when I open my eyes from being in the quantum, and I'm incredibly dehydrated. How we feeling? How was the journey? How was the activation? You guys know better than me what just happened. So what I'm feeling and what I felt was the energy and frequency I'm feeling right now that I felt while I was in the quantum was expansion. If I were to give words to it, a word, a feeling, it would be expansive, expansion. That's what I felt for me, for you, as I'm just up there with all of your highest, trusting that Zero's bringing through whatever you need to hear, whatever resonates. That's what you're here for with me. And in any way, we're just here to enjoy this journey, and we got to follow what resonates for us. You don't have to believe. I don't want you. I don't want you guys. I don't want to convince anyone of anything ever. I don't want you to just believe me. I want you to believe you. That's what Zero and I are here to do. We want you to believe in you. We want you to trust in what you're feeling. We want you to feel what you're feeling. And that's all that we can ever do. And so this week, really do trust. Trust in whatever you're seeing in the now and communicate to yourself what that means for you. Because I have a feeling that this week we're going to see a lot of opportunities coming to us. A lot of opportunities to easily expand, easily choose more things that serve us. I really feel this. I was seeing a lot of that through that channeling. So, to be able to choose us, to be able to make shifts and changes in our reality that are what we want to do, that we got to create space. We got to be here. We got to be present and we got to be willing to make the changes to follow through on what we want to do. Always. There's no end to it. This is the thing. Like sometimes I'm like, I should really start to say different things. But I also know you're all receiving what you need. And I am here to say the same thing in a lot of different ways because it really is the most important thing. We've got to be present and we've got to trust ourselves and we've got to choose to do what we want to do and be who we want to be. We're here to create. We're not here to fix and problem solve. I'm not here to fix, problem solve, heal any of you. That's God's job. God is here to stream and channel through all of us when we are present and we are being the light and we are doing what we feel called to. For whatever reason, this is my passion, it's my purpose, my journey is to just talk and remind you that you are light and love and also be as authentic as possible in the complicated journey of being a human that's here connected to the divine consciously, as I know you all are. I know you all are. I know you see and get it. I know you feel it. I know you get it's beyond words. It's why I know I found my people. It's why I know I'm doing what I meant to, because I don't actually have to convince you guys of anything. And if any of you are feeling like you need more proof, or you don't believe me, or you're needing convincing, it's only because you need to choose you more. Because once you actually experience what it feels like to be present, choosing what feels right for you get it. And the more you do it, the more expansive it gets. And the more you do it, the more miracles and magic you see in the now. Even when it feels like shit's falling apart, you can see, and not in a way where we're just the like fourth dimension of, oh, it's all light and love, and we're just going to see the good and ignore the things that are in us that don't feel good. No, it's all light and love, absolutely. But there's a lot of beliefs and stories that we store in us that aren't serving us. We can't ignore and bypass those. But we also don't have to go back into them. You can choose that that's no longer a part of your identity. That's no longer a belief you're holding on to. But there's the first step is in seeing it, admitting it to yourself, and then choosing that you're no longer going to identify with that. But then the ultimate way that you show the divine, your superconscious mind, higher consciousness, that you are embodied in who you want to be so they can give you the compensation you need to live a life you love, you gotta take the divinely aligned action steps. Behavior is the highest form of communication. It's one thing to say it, one thing to visualize it, one thing to think it, but then you got to do it. If you're doing all the work, doing the meditations, doing the visualizations, choosing you, recoding, rewiring, whatever beliefs you have that aren't serving you, it all works. It's all magic. It's all great. But then in your life, if you keep choosing to do the things you were doing before as the identity of you that you're trying not to be, it gets really confusing to all of your minds, to all of your memories, to your superconscious memory, your self-conscious memory, and your unconscious memory. They all just go off what you do. So it's up to you. And when I say you, if you don't know, I'm talking to you, the true you, the I am of you, your soul that knows. You know you came here to wake up and go on this journey of being divinity in a human body. And once again, I am humbled and honored that I get to be here to remind you of that. It's taken me a long time to be willing to feel worthy of admitting that that's what I'm here to do. But I'm seeing the change that it's making in so many of your lives. And I'm not going to cry today, but I can't not share what wants to come through me. And that's because there's so much magic that wants to come through you. Like more than you can ever possibly understand. There are not words for it. So, from Doug, not from Tony. Stay Yes, let's all stay squishy. Let's stay squishy and stay open and stay free. Stay free. You are free. You are innately as free as you choose to be. You don't need to worry. Yes, this human journey is a little bit chaotic and complicated, but we chose it. So we might as well enjoy it, right? What's the point if we aren't having fun? Okay. Let's see. What else did I need to tell you guys? I told you that Yoshi was my favorite Mario Kart character. I think I told you guys that there's a new Beyond the Portal experience happening on Saturday. For any I can't say much. Like I did kind of write through some description of what it's going to be. That didn't make any sense. Words are complicated for me after I channel. Um, I emailed those of you on the email list. If you click the link below, you can find out details, but really it is beyond words. In case you don't know, I use portals. Fun fact, guys, every day is a portal. Every minute is a portal. It's all portals. But there's certain cosmic portals that are streaming down extra power. It's kind of how I see and feel it. So like a Mercury retrograde portal is going to make us more clear in where we aren't communicating properly with ourselves. This Sagittarius new moon is going to be a portal of really showing us our highest self. I am very excited. I feel the energy of this one, and I have a feeling I know where it's going and really helping us see and feel and identify with our true, like, confident embodied self. So we're going to tap into that energy and frequency on Saturday. If you want to join me, I would love for you to. You can do the replay. It's timeless. I bring through the magic in the portal. You can use it when you want to. You can always join Superconscious Mastery and have all the fun living super consciously with us. And yeah, I think that's all I have to share right now. Oh, Superconscious Mastery, the price is going up on the 1st to $777. It's currently $555. I've been told by many it should be a lot more, but I feel really good about 777. I didn't know it would increase a bit. I meant to do it sooner, but it's happening now. I extended a week for Black Friday week or whatever. So if you've been wanting to get in, now's your opportunity. When the live creation of it is done, at the end, it is going to be purchasable forever. It is an experience that I feel like the world needs. It's very humbling to say, but it's a channel. It's not me. I'm just Source's channel of this, and it's going to probably be a lot more at the end. So I encourage you to get in while you can, and join us live. And I think that's all I got to say. I think that's it. I feel like there was something else. I do. Oh, there is something I'm very excited to tell you guys about yet, but it's not time yet. There is, in case you don't know, you can join our YouTube membership. There's 2 levels, and the second level, divine ascension, not tomorrow, not today. Today's not the 1st, but on the 1st, there's going to be a whole ascension pack. So it's going to be a channeled message, yoga or a super conscious nidra, and a miracle meditation to use through the month, as well as some other exciting things are going to come through for that membership too. If you want to get in that, you can. There's also another level where you get little badges and things. I don't know. I'm just here to have fun and spread the light and love, guys, and I like doing it with you. So I'm trying to listen to your requests. So join me if you feel called to. Someone just said Yoshi. Yes, I know. Oh, thank you, Doug. I am owning that I am worthy of all of your guys' love. Because I just want to create more and mirror to more of you how worthy you all are. So I have to embody being worthy of you all seeing me and being on this journey together. So help me. You guys are all helping me make this world a big, giant disco ball of light and love that we reflect to each other. That's really my that's my greatest dream. I have 2 dreams that are very, um like, when we do visualizations of our ideal identities and realities and things, just so you guys know where I go, there's 2 places. There's one when I'm up above, like, out in the quantum, and I just see Earth as a disco ball. It's been a visual I've had for a very long time, and that's my ultimate goal, where we're just all a bunch of mirrors of light and love shining on each other, and everyone else, but a little bit more of a 3D visual I have is me on stage in front of thousands of people and making everyone hug each other. It's like been my dream since I was a child when people be like wanting to be doctors. And I'm like, I just want to make people hug each other. So, and be on a stage. I just want to be on a stage and make people hug themselves and each other. So it's my mission. So with that being said, go and hug someone. Hug yourself. I can't. I literally can't. My left arm won't extend out. You guys can all hug each other, hug yourselves for me. We don't hug ourselves enough. And then go and hug someone you love. That's the best I can do right now. Disco ball. I love hugs. I love you, Candace. I love you all. What else is popping up? Just a lot of love. Thank you. Thank you guys for the love. Okay. I just procrastinate at the end of these because I love talking to you. Um, I'm just gonna read Kid Cad Candy Slayer. That was good. I imagine everything going right. I saw myself painting, making bracelets, going out in nature and resting. Well, that sounds magical. Go do that. You're meant to. And from that, more will come. Yes, big hugs to everyone. I wish I could hug myself. Also, all hug yourselves and like send some love to my back. I've had a broken leg before. I've had back issues from car accidents, but I've never ever I have an incredibly high pain tolerance. Like it's actually kind of dangerous how much I can tolerate. That's why I get to points like this where I'm ignoring. I've never felt this much pain ever. So, I'm fine, clearly. I'm fine. It just kind of is annoying. So, hopefully tomorrow, Cairo and me just listening to my body more will make everything better. I'm just taking it as the miracle and magic that it is that I needed to pay more attention to my physical being. And I just want to do yoga now, but I can't. Not properly anyways. So, listen to yourselves, trust yourselves, do what you feel called to. Dance, I just saw dancing in the shower sounds dangerous. Yeah, true. Put down a sticky plastic deck so that you don't fall. I don't know if someone said playing music and dancing in the shower. Yeah, dance in the shower, but dance safely. Okay, I'm gonna actually end this. I love you all so much. Have the best day ever. Thank you for the healing energy and love. I love you all. I feel it. Yeah, make it. Make it the best day ever. Choose you. I can do yoga in a chair. You are correct. You are correct. Thank you, Anna. I love you guys. Bye.